Greetings and welcome to your weekly true sidereal 13 sign astrology, aka alchemical astronomy forecast. It's been a minute since I did one of these weekly rundowns because I have been focused on other things, like building a brand new community in which I will be hosting my very first online moon circle tomorrow, Monday, October 6th. So if you're catching this forecast early, that will be at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow in Soultivation, our brand new conscious community where you can connect with other adepts looking to evolve as celestial beings in these human meat suits. So come on over to Soultivation. There's more than just the moon circles. I'm doing a weekly segment there. There's a number of other teachers, and we will be growing and expanding by the day. So, anywho, I'm trying a new format with this forecast also to make it a bit more rapid fire. So, what we're going to do is a little rundown of the week from Monday to Saturday, a little bit of Sunday as well, in hopes of making this a bit more concise and easier for me to edit and upload. I am open to feedback. Let me know what you think of this new format, and we will be discussing these weekly energies also in my weekly segment. This week is a bit different because we'll be doing the moon circle, but anywho, I digress. Let's get into it, okay? Starting off the week on Monday, October 6th, we will have the full moon at 11:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So technically kind of in between Monday and Tuesday, we'll be feeling the effects of this lunation both Monday and Tuesday. And the moon will be in Pisces, which it is right now. We can see in real time as I'm recording this on Sunday, October 5th. So the full moon, I already did a deep dive into the energies of this lunation if you want more specifics, but essentially the full moon is always a status check, right? The intentions that you set at the Virgo new moon 2 weeks ago. So where have your intuition, healing, and flow carried you so far as it comes to the goals that you set that were based in that Virgo energy of alchemizing, improvement, discernment, and refinement? The focus at the beginning of the week here, as we can see, also we do still have Neptune and Saturn both in retrograde, and then Chiron is right around here. You just don't see it on this app because this is an astronomical star charting app. So the focus, though, is on this Pisces-Virgo axis. We have a lot of heavy energy here in Pisces, which is balancing the spirit, the intuition, the feminine waters of the collective unconscious with the structure and improvement energy of Virgo. So we can see on the opposite side of the wheel or the hemisphere here, there's a lot going on in Virgo, okay? A lot of the personal planets are in Virgo. This means that your personal experience is going to feel more Virgo at this point with the Sun, Mercury, and Mars currently in this energy. Venus is also on the cusp and will be moving into Virgo this week as well, right? So this energy of refinement, discernment, practical service, merging with the emotional sensitivity and spiritual accountability that comes with Pisces, okay? So it's really giving this energy of heart-centered creation. Virgo really takes the downloads from the collective unconscious in Pisces, the spaciness, the big picture thinking, and makes a plan for it to come into fruition. So that's what we're feeling at the beginning of the week, this flexible and intuitive growth. So it's like building a structure that has some give to it, like developing that structure from intuition, right? Like letting the plan come from the heart or from the collective unconscious, the waters of Pisces, and building a plan that serves that way of being. The improvement comes from your presence, your being in the moment, the magic that is the mundane of your human life, and not from your head or perfection or analysis paralysis. Moving into Tuesday, October 2nd, we're going to have the moon still in Pisces at this point, and the primary aspect, we'll still be feeling the full moon and its effects for about 3 days on either side there, but we will also have a square between Mercury here in Virgo and our friend Pluto here in Capricorn. So this is giving mental excavation, truth bombs, power dynamics, and communication. You might find hidden motives being revealed, like Pluto is the depths, like psychology, the ego death, right? And Pluto in Capricorn is removing this old programming, the control patterns from the external locus of control, the hustle and grind, the patriarchy, all those systems that put our authority outside of ourselves. So this could be potentially productive if you channel that mental energy into the deep work or decluttering, getting those skeletons out of your closet, making peace with all of that, calling home those fragmented aspects of yourself, and rewriting those inner scripts. At this time, the moon will still be in Pisces because Pisces is freaking huge. We can see here it's just starting to get into Pisces. The moon moves 13 degrees in the sky every day, so it's going to take a few days to get through this giant constellation. So this will bring some soft edges to this square between Mercury and Pluto, as long as you don't spiral into over-analysis. So speak with truth and integrity, and let clarity dismantle the outdated power stories. On Wednesday, we will see Venus making its way out of the energy of Leo and into Virgo. Right now, it's pretty cuspy, right? So we've had this period of time with Venus and Leo and highlighting the value of play and pleasure, creativity, like a flair for drama in a positive type of way, leadership that is heart-centered, right? All of that has been Venus in Leo. As it moves into Virgo, it's going to be a bit more uncomfortable. You know, relationships don't typically withstand the perfectionism and improvement, refinement drive that is with Virgo. It is an earth sign, but it's mental, right? So potentially uncomfortable period coming up as Venus moves into Virgo, but Venus joining the party is going to even just reinforce the value of the positive aspects of Virgo, right? That positive improvement, refinement, the alchemist, the builder, really like taking things from the collective unconsciousness and putting a plan into action, a mutable, flexible plan, but a plan nonetheless. So our values, our relationships, love and money, all of this is going to shift from a place of playfulness and pleasure to one of precision. So Virgo Venus really brings devotion through care, quality, intentional detail, regimented routine that, again, is still a bit flexible. So like setting a plan for yourself, but giving yourself the grace to let it slip once in a while, trying not to fall into that all or nothing kind of mentality. Like if it's not perfect, I'm not going to do it. At the same time that Venus enters Virgo, it's going to be making a sextile or a favorable aspect to Jupiter in Gemini. So the expansion of a new way of thinking, a new thought paradigm, being curious about thinking differently, being able to expand your horizons and hold more than one opinion at once. So there's a potential doorway opening there, opportunities as far as learning, teaching, collaboration, your higher self, valuing that, relationships that are able to entertain. Like, I mean, you can have friends that have different opinions than you because, you know, one of the most dangerous things for us as humans is to get locked in an echo chamber of everybody thinking the same kind of way, because diversity actually is what causes growth, right? So we're going to have an opportunity for that on Wednesday as Venus sextiles Jupiter. The moon will be in Pisces at the beginning of this day and then moving into Aries. So later on Wednesday, we will have this energy from the moon pushing us to act, which makes sense because this is also where we're at as far as the lunar cycle goes. Post full moon, we want to be acting on bringing the manifestations into reality, putting yourself first, being ready to act, right? So the takeaway here is planting a new seed of like service-based abundance and routine that is going to help to situate you in a more heart-centered, intuitive way of being, maybe saying yes to connections that expand your worldview and like taking some sort of action to move this forward. On Thursday, the moon will still be in Aries and then moving its way into Taurus, because we can see that Taurus is another pretty massive constellation. So we'll have, again, this drive, this motivation to further ourselves as the moon is in Aries, moving away from the maximum potensity of its cycle at the full moon on Monday. So then this will turn into a stabilizing energy focusing on embodiment, nourishment, pleasure. So really just use that push on Wednesday and Thursday to act and then ground in as the moon moves through Taurus for most of the rest of the week. On Friday, the moon will be in Taurus, as I just said, so sensual and steady, a day for embodiment, simplicity, gratitude. This is a good day for tending your finances, spending time in nature or grounding practices. And then on Saturday, The moon will still be in Taurus, making its way through that giant constellation. The only aspect really on Saturday will be Venus opposing Saturn. So Venus freshly in Virgo opposing Saturn in Pisces. So this is going to bring a relationship and resource reality check. Venus and Saturn is sober love, accountability, long-term thinking. And then on Sunday, we're going to see a shift in our doing energy. So we've had a good period of time with Mars in Virgo, because Virgo is another giant constellation. So we've had this energy of like improvement, drive to improve your health, improve your relationship to your body, to your home. You've probably been feeling the push to get into a new routine. So Mars is our desires and our drives, right? Like how we do things. And it's going to be moving into Libra on Sunday. So this is going to bring a shift towards more harmony, diplomacy, creative collaboration, maybe a focus on your relationships as well. So that in conjunction with Venus moving into Virgo may give a period of time where you're really considering the relationships in your life, the people, the places and things that you're spending the most time interacting with, and, you know, maybe making a cut, right? Like things that aren't for your highest good, things that are not bringing you expansion or a more heart-centered way of being, maybe have to go, right? And the when you make these sorts of cuts in your personal life, people, places, and things, relationships are not just with people, right? It's also your relationship with yourself. So just really spending some time considering what relationships are bringing you closer to your goals and a more heart-centered, magical existence, and what relationships are keeping you stuck in the old paradigm or connected to ways that are disempowering. So overall, I would say the main focus for this week still hinges primarily on the Virgo-Pisces axis, really just bringing things from the collective unconsciousness, spending time in the present moment, calming your body down and turning your attention inward so you can attend to these downloads, but then also not just spending time in the ethers and detaching yourself from your circumstances, but then also remembering that you are a human in a body and you have the ability to actually do things with that body. So harnessing all of this powerful potential of Virgo, the alchemist, the healer, the discerner, just making a plan to actually bring this new magical reality into your physical circumstances. So that's it for this week's rundown. Let me know how you like this format. Let me know how these energies are hitting you. I would also love to see you in my full moon circle tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in our new conscious community, Soultivation. There's absolutely no cost to join this community. We are creating this as an alternative to social media with all the static and bots and in-group, out-group, everybody canceling each other for their opinions. We are an inclusive omnitheist place for you to connect with other heart-centered beings on the path to empowerment, enlightenment, and a more magical experience for everybody as we build the new earth. And the way that we build the new earth is by calming our body down and going within. Okay, so if you'd like to connect with other humans on this path, come join us in Soultivation. Come check out my moon circle tomorrow. Also, if you're interested in becoming a private student of mine, whether you want to learn from me as far as astrology goes, or you would like my assistance in interpreting your chart and applying it to the real life circumstances that you are interacting with on a day-to-day basis, I do have space for 2 high-level mentorship clients available at this point, and a handful of mini mentorship packages to dip your toe into the water. So check out the link either in the comments of this video if you're watching it on YouTube, or the link in my bio on TikTok, and I will see you in the new paradigm.